Hello, this is Chris Buckle, and on today's Marvel Chats Talks, we will be going over the final two episodes of Moon Knight, and then talk a little about our overall thoughts on the show itself, uh, and kind of introduce our plans for the next series, which we will be talking about She-Hulk next. So enjoy, and FYI, this and the opening will be the only times I use this as my virtual background for episode 5, um, because I was running a little late over time in making today's episode. I had to go with another virtual background for my episode 5 talk. I I hope you guys will hold it against me. So enjoy. Here's um, Marvel Charts talk on the final two episodes. So enjoy. I really, I watched the episode like of um 2 weeks ago. I really liked how this was more of a like central series about the two uh the two it's Mark and Steven, and
Ye-
I've got sorry about that. Um that all the penultimate episodes I've seen of Marvels usually has a revelation of the main character's struggles before the conclusion.
Yeah, I felt the same way too watching episode 5. I felt like this series alone felt like it was more like their Marvel dramatic dark story. And when we see episode 5, when we see Mark and Steven being balanced out with the scale from Tatooine on the ship, we really see his performance. We really see Oscar Isaac's performance more in this episode, I feel like, just as in a dramatic actor that he is. And it really brings those two characters split and apart. When he shifts from Mark and Steven, when he does that little effect with his eyes, it shifts back and he kind of twitches his head a little bit. It was like,
Oh,
then he
yeah,
like shifts gears from one personality to the next.
yeah, and yeah, that's yes, I've got historically mind remembering past events because this is all about trying to align the scales in balance. Um, and I also wrote, I think, in my notes on this one that usually Ethan Hawke, I know Ethan Hawke plays the villain, but he's more of a helper here than a hindrance. Um,
Yeah, we see that different kind of personality in this episode.
yeah, which is why I also like Ethan Hawke.
Yeah, me too. Mm.
So let's see.
Her performance really carried the weight in episode 5.
Yeah, I liked the visual effects of the your field voicing them traveling, and I did notice the color palette schemes more of a purpley tone. Um, but yeah, I liked how each of the rooms they go to, they change locations.
Yeah, in different places, which I like. It keeps the momentum and the pacing for this episode really good. They don't stick to one location. We go to see different parts of Mark's life, and we see that when they go through those doors, seeing those past memories.
Hmm.
And the color palettes changes each place of location as far as what story is happening and what environment.
Yeah, so yeah, the one that the virtual background that I wanted to try and find was for the Mark and Stephen were in London, and this was, I think, after a light near the mother's funeral. Because, yeah, the mother was just horrible.
Yeah, and they really highlighted that in this episode too.
Yeah, but yeah,
Such a
where
shame.
Mark got that Stephen personality from, and why Stephen basically calls his mother all the time, but we don't hear an answer at the other end.
Yeah, and we see like how Mark came to pass, came to be, and we see that the inspiration came from in the episode 5.
Yes, Khonshu rescues him from near death eyes vengeance. I really like how he recruited Mark because usually you see the origin story at the beginning of how he became Moon Knight, and this waits a little bit towards the end of their season to give you the origin story, um, where Mark came from and how he was able to come across Khonshu and get his powers.
And we see the why and the how. Why did it happen? How did it happen? It answers those questions.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I did put Hall is actually helping. Yeah. So and then yeah, the adventure began 2 months prior. So yeah, everything that happened was like going back and then 2 months up to when the series began, with him sleeping in his apartment or flat.
And it was easy to tell too when they go to the past, when they keep to the present, they really keep well with the timeline of Mark's story in this episode.
Oh yeah, I really do. Um, let's see.
It was very subtle. It was not pushed or any way with the editing process. We can tell it's like, oh, he's back in the past now. Now there's this memory here, and then there's this memory here. It's really easy to see that visually.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Yeah, and yeah, I like the the gates. The gates of Osiris allowed Stephen sacrifices his life, and yeah, at that moment the scales are balanced, like when he like uh af- after Mark and Stephen come to terms about the mother and the past and all that, do the scales become balanced? But it's a little too late because they're already at the gates of Osiris when that happens. Um,
Yeah, I was cutting it close, but somehow, some way, everything balanced out the way it needed to be.
yeah, I, and there was that great final shot uh, of Mark standing in the field of rage with the orange sun behind him. and I really like that shot.
That was a really good shot too.
Gods monsters.
That's a good background.
Yeah, because it was mostly great action oriented episode. Um, yeah, we never saw a lot of Moon Knight's battles and fights. This one takes the majority of the episode, and yeah, like every Marvel series I've seen so far, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Hawkeye, WandaVision, they all have big action spectacles at the end of it. And
Yeah,
this is no
a good
exception.
culmination to. Can I speak? Bringing the culmination all together.
Yeah, so episode 6 actually begins after like episode 4 and before the hospital twist where he gets out. Um, and then it was, yeah, I think, uh, if I remember, Hall and then Layla tried to pick up the bodies at first. Well, actually, first it was Hall, and then um, Layla kind of does like some of the action while it takes Mark a little bit to regain conscience.
Yeah, I felt the same way too watching that moment in the episode.
Yeah, and I like the visual effects of of the armored stick, the armored of judgment. Um,
Yeah, they really like for being episode 6. They really focused well on the visual effects in this. It's even that moment in that scene too.
yes, yeah, I got impressed visuals, and yeah, I also like that they brought the girl who voiced um the hippo goddess back into some of the dead bodies as she was kind of like guiding Layla into her role as the scared, uh, the scared, the, the scarlet scab. Sorry,
It's a wordy. It's a wordy.
yeah, but backwards. Yeah, that's yeah. I was gonna start my background on that. Um, before I switched to the Moon Knight one. So, but it was fun to see Layla in action and fight alongside um, Morg in the finale.
Yeah, they really like changed her arc story from what we were seeing in this series, and we see like a twist in episode 6 when she takes over for the
Yeah,
goddess. I meant goddess.
and also they bring Steven back, but as like Mr. Knight, and they fluctuate between having Mr. Knight the and then Mark as Moon Knight. So yeah, Stephen as Mr. Knight and Mark as Moon Knight. So they fluctuate back and forth within the fight sequence.
They did really well with that with the transitions between the two. When it switched to Mark, we see a different outfit for Mark. When we see Steven, we see a different outfit for Steven. And that identification, knowing who's who, what, in what outfit,
Yeah,
is very clear to signals like, oh, this is Mark here. Now this is back to Steven again. Now back to Mark, switching back and through. And like it was really cool to see that effect, even in the action sequence.
And we actually got to see like what Amit really is, and the Amit can't you fight in the background while the battle between Moon Knight, the Scarlet Scarab, and Arthur Hill was playing down in the Egyptian streets. I mean, it was amazing to watch.
Yeah, while watching in like a second round again with the
Mhm.
series and seeing the Conchu's and Amit's fight,
Yeah.
man, the visual effects in that sequence was really cool. Oh my god, the color palette at the same time, the lighting, the shadows for being a night fight at
Mm-hmm.
night,
Nice. Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, and yeah, I liked uh it ends with Hal being unconscious, but Layla holds back on Mark doing the killing. Um but then and then I liked how the bloody footprints come back into Hall in the like hospital like drain or inside uh both Mark and Steven's subconscious. Um that was
Yeah, I noticed that they really brought that effect back for that scene with Harold when he was like walking and the blood is like on the ground.
yeah, yeah,
Trippy, very trippy.
and then I liked how they brought the whole like man without love song back,
Yeah.
and I wrote the song plays like the first episode. It's kind of like the song was playing throughout. It was like, was it all a dream or was it not?
Yeah, it's like, did it happen or didn't happen? It's like, which reality are we seeing, kind of it.
Yeah, but then we see the two fishes at the end, and we kind of know it's not. It wasn't a dream.
No, it
And
happened.
yeah, and that post-credit sequence was bonkers. Um,
Very bonkers.
yeah,
But like watching it a second time around, seeing that extra credit scene, it feels like they set up that Moon Knight could show up later, like in some other movie or series. But like that scene was bonkers. You said it perfectly.
yeah, they both, yeah. Um, so yeah, basically in credits or uh the credits, I noticed there's an image for like Oscar Isaac's head is shown 3 times. That's
Mm.
for yeah, Mark, Steven, and Jake. So which I knew it was gonna be like a dual or triple personality complex, but I mean, again, I love how the opening credits were
Yeah,
played.
I'm there with you.
Yeah, so yeah, so I have been heard talks about Moon Knight appearing in the Halloween episode, um, like a Halloween special, or
Huh.
um, or I've been hearing recently I've been hearing about like a season 2, and I could
Uh,
see them picking up a season 2 if they're heading towards Jake, because of the whole three split personalities, and so
yeah, and see like what season will if and when a season two happens. I'm kind of curious how this will follow season one follow into season two, and like what we'll see like what's the next story.
yeah, So basically, I liked I liked Moon Knight. They did very differently, but um, yeah, I'm thinking on the Marvel front. I mean, uh, this was okay. I would put it up there with like WandaVision and Hawkeye and stuff. Um,
Yeah, I feel the same way too. Well, hearing about Moon Knight for the first time
yeah,
and hearing Oscar Isaac is going to take on the lead is like, ooh, this is cool. And at the same time, hearing about Ethan Hawke going to be in this, like, oh wow, these are like powerhouse actors.
yeah,
And like watching it through the series, first time and second time, I had a blast with it. It was fun, entertaining, very cool on the cinematography front. They
yeah,
really seemed like they really focused their time on the visual effects at the same time with their storytelling and performance for each episode. I felt like they did a good job with the series.
yeah.
Totally different for sure,
Told,
and unique, and a little bonkers here and there, but
yeah,
they really told the story well.
yeah, totally different from Marvel to do like a
Yeah,
360 on the whole like superhero genre that they're known for.
they're good making things stand out for their stories, for their films and series.
Yeah,
They take their time. They don't like rush. It's like, oh, here's the next one. Here's the next one. We're gonna put it on a conveyor belt. No, we're gonna like slow down here and focus here.
yeah, so yeah, okay, that's it for that series. So next time we'll be talking about She-Hulk, and that begins actually on a Thursday, as I heard they don't want Marvel and Star Wars to compete on the same days.
Yeah, with Andor coming around the
Yeah,
corner.
yeah, Andor and stuff. So yeah, I'm excited about She-Hulk. Um, yeah, I'm excited for like Ironheart and Secret Invasion and stuff, but that's totally next year.
Yeah, for sure. Totally next year.
Yeah,
And they are like, whoop, keep going up on that scale,
yeah,
hitting them with series after series from Marvel coming out this year.
yeah. Phase 5
Wow.
is right around the corner.
Right.
So yeah, we have She-Hulk, then I think the Halloween episode, and then the Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special.
Black Panther, Wakanda Forever.
Yeah, that's movies I was talking about.
Yeah,
So, but
series.
yeah, you're
Yeah.
right. Black Panther and Ironheart makes your first appearance in that, so that's totally gonna be cool. So, and then if you're talking about movies, then yeah, then we have like Blade and Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four.
Yep. And
Yeah,
I'm hearing for Fantastic Four, rumors are going around that Henry Cavill has been signed to a MCU movie, but nothing's been like confirmed which movie. But the rumors are saying that he could be the Mister Fantastic, as in Reed Richards.
yeah, I heard all. Let's see, I read on the internet about the casting. Let's see if I can type her name in. Oh, that I heard that the girl who played Supergirl on the CW show, Melissa Benoist, is I think getting I think uh, one of the candidates for Sue Storm. Um, yeah, I heard like two women's name listed, and Melissa Benoist is one of them.
So Supergirl could be Susan Storm.
Yeah, and yeah,
Interesting.
I saw a name, I'm like, that's cool. That'll be the next DC cast member we got from DC to Marvel. So
Right?
yeah, they gave like probably again can't remember all the names, but like 8 or 9 names on the list that they might nail down to play the four leads, then Doctor Doom. So we'll see what happens. Um, yeah, it might be
Right?
announced at D23, and then I think production starts next year. So we'll see on that front. Hold on, let me
Yeah, I
try.
was gonna say that too about D23. I've been hearing that like they might share information on the cast for Fantastic Four during D23.
Let me try to get that up. Yeah, they don't have the names on here, but yeah. So, alright, I'm gonna lock off until maybe next week or something like that. Um, yeah, I'll give you a listing when we'll do. Because if we're on a Thursday, we could do episode 1 afterwards, but that'd be a quick one. Um,
Gotcha.
yeah, so all right,
Sounds
so
sounds good.
all
Moon
right,
Knight,
Moon Knight,
Marvel out.
She-Hulk, Marvel out,
She-Hulk.
and that's all for Moon Knight. The next series will be She-Hulk, and She-Hulk, like I did, my tops will arrive on Thursday, August 19th. She-Hulk will be a 9 episode series. It was originally supposed to be 10 episodes like WandaVision was, but they pushed it to 9. And if the uh, poster I have has the date included of premiering next Wednesday, it will actually be uh, uh, this coming Thursday, so August 18th, because like I was talking with Ryan, um, they don't want Marvel shows and Star Wars shows to compete on the same day, which not only goes for the upcoming series Andor, but other Star Wars related series. So uh, August 19th will be the first episode of She-Hulk. Uh, and then it'll go until September or October, which by then will not be only for us because I'll be having midterms by then because I'm taking 2 courses at college this semester, but it'll be around that time that uh, Marvel will debut its Halloween special, and I'm looking at sources that are telling me it's gonna be a sort of werewolf by night. It'll be kind of a one-shot deal. Um, but yeah, we will talk about She-Hulk next week, and then October, uh, the one-off Halloween special, and then Christmas around Christmas time. Excuse me, though. Um, let me go back. And then around Christmas time, uh, the Christmas special of the Guardians of the Galaxy as we get ready for Volume 3, which will start the movie phase off. But I will talk about it more than so. Uh, so basically, this is Chris Buckle, and so until next week, peace, Marvel out.